just like we do with files, right? Instead of a file, within memory, I might use an array. So we have the array streams. Used like streams. Arrays used like a stream. Arrays can be accessed by index positions, but somehow maybe if there is an array and I would like to use the read method to fetch one by one, right? Okay, I can do that also, right? So we have these classes. What are the classes now? So we have the 4 classes. Let me first list the 4 classes under the 4 categories. So we'll have the ByteArrayOutputStream. Okay, we'll have the along with that we may even mention the CharArray. Okay, when these are for the output side, and for the input side, what are the ones for the input side? ByteArrayInputStream and the CharArrayReader. Okay, fine. See, reading is understood, input stream is understood, but when we talk of writer, ByteArrayWriter or ByteArrayOutputStream, CharArrayWriter. Okay, right? Fine. Then how does it happen? So yeah, so okay, we'll look at the constructors for all of them, but before that, yeah. So for example, if you want to create a object of for the output purpose, array based output, we'll say. Okay, so what we have is you might create an object of the byte array output stream. Okay, let's say this is a byte array output stream, BAOS. Okay, byte array output stream. Right? So when you create this thing, internally it will allocate an array. Okay, this is just going to allocate an array. Okay, but it will also maintain how much of the array it has filled in. Okay, fine. So what you do is, yes, you keep on writing to this byte array output stream. Don't worry about the size of the array at all. Okay, fine. What will happen is, if the array will be full, we know how the copying and allocating a bigger array and that thing. So that will be done internally. Okay, fine. The initial size of the size of the array which it has got is the capacity. Okay, and size, the numbers which you have actually put into it, how many bytes you have returned to it. So you have this. So this is an output stream where the destination is internally maintained in a array. Okay, it knows how many bytes it has filled up. Okay, and then how do we use it? Oh, then we have method where we can ask it to, okay, whatever has been written so far. So if it is half full, or right, so it may have been written, some half data may have been there. You can say, oh, give it to me in the form of a byte array. Return a byte array. When you ask for the byte, it's not returning the internal byte array, but allocating a new one according to how much it has data. Okay, exactly, it's those many bytes will be given to you in a byte array form. Okay, or another thing, in a byte array output stream, we have an option of saying, I know the text, whatever data I have written is a text data. Okay, what I have filled into this, the bytes which I have written, they are all text. Okay, so you convert it for me and give it to me as a string. So we have the toString method. Okay, So we here we have so you can ask for 2 array to return a byte array. Okay, whereas we have the method called toString. ToString has been overloaded, where you can pass a string for the character set name. Fine. According the fine, you need to decode it and give it to me as a. So this you can get a string out of it also. ToString without any parameters will give you a string. So it will use the default character set. Assume the default character set for conversion. So you are basically able to put data into a internal buffer, and in between, suppose there's also another option here. You have filled some data and then you'll say, okay, reset it and reuse it. And so like this ByteArrayOutputStream, you'll have the CharArrayWriter. Only in case of CharArrayWriter, we don't need to specify any character set name, because already I have accumulated characters. It's an array of characters which is internally there. We don't have the method called toArray. Yeah, we have the method called toArray, but that should return a char array. Okay, so you can get a char array out of it, or you can get a string out of it, and you don't have to ever worry about the character set name. And clear?
Again, I think the use case for this is data manipulation.
Yeah. Put something, take it as an array. Fine. Use write methods to fill it. There's a fine. It's like something where I'm able to use like an output stream, put data into it. In output stream, just push data into it, right? Okay, push any amount of data. Fine. And then, okay, whatever is collected, give it to me in the form of an array. Okay. Create a single array out of it, and whatever was pushed into it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. And so this is one thing, right? So this is about the, okay. So this is for the output side, right? Array based. And if it's an array based input side, the constructor, for example, when you want to create a byte array input stream, okay. So if you want to create a byte array input stream, byte array in, okay, BAIS, okay, fine. Then you must have an array first. Okay, when you call the read method, right? When you use the read method, it reads from this. So you can specify entire array. So you must first be having an existing array. The constructor requires an array. Or you can even, there are two constructors, one where the full array is given, or you are only mentioning segment of an array, offset and length. Okay. Segment of an array can also be used. And so only that much is my read area. So I'll use this as the input stream to read from an array. So whether it's a byte array input stream or a char array reader, yes, it's an, at the source is an array. Okay, or a segment of a array. And byte array input stream uses a byte array, char array reader uses a char array. The constructor will need that. And clear? Okay, I'll just put them. common constructors. Okay. Okay. I'm giving for byte array output stream. When you want to create, you can create by specifying the initial capacity. Okay. Or you can also create using a default constructor. Okay. No arguments. Okay. Exactly same thing for the CharArrayWriter. Two constructors like this. Methods, there might be, I think, some additional method to know how much has been written into it. Okay, I'm not sure. We'll have to check in the API for that part. Okay. Okay. Now same thing for the byte array input stream and for the CharArrayWriter, I think I'll put the methods also here. Okay. Methods for ByteArrayOutputStream. Okay. So public method to return a byte array. Method name is toArray or 2 byte array. Need to check exact method name, maybe 2 byte array. Okay, or byte array, 2 array or 2 byte array. Yeah, I'll have the 2 array, and of course the other method is the toString method to return a string. Parameter, a string for the character set name. Anyway, so this has been overridden. That's from the object class toString without parameter. Okay. So they both return a string, which is nothing but the data which was collected as a text data. Okay. Fine. For now, let's look at the byte array input stream. Okay. Constructors. So this is also about the CharArray reader. Only thing what changes is instead of byte array, CharArray. Okay. So constructors are different. So public constructor for byte array. Skip that keyword. Public is fine. Byte array input stream requires a byte array. Or it can be with the help of, oh, I was already writing this. Okay, so you can either use a byte array or you might use a segment of a byte array. Okay, same thing, exactly same thing for the CharArrayReader. Okay, from methods point of view, okay, all methods of superclass, fine, which is input stream or reader. Accordingly, fine, you need to just, okay, fine. If it's a reader thing you are talking about, CharArrayReader, that's a reader. Okay, no additional methods. Okay, when just that the source becomes the array. Okay, one more point here is the close method has no effect in this case. In the case of the array based input stream, the close method has no effect.